Good morning. This is Morning Sky. I'm your host, Sky. I'm going to just airdrop you into the courtroom where the proceedings are already in process. It's day 4 of the Julio Foolio murder trial, the state of Florida versus Alicia Andrews. And I want to clean up. She actually is charged with first degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. And if she's found guilty on these charges, she can spend the rest of her life in prison. I don't see that happening, but we shall see what is going on in the courtroom right now. I'm just going to bring you right in.
Can I refer to my report?
Yes, if it would refresh your recollection.
Yes. So 2978 Captiva Bluff. That's correct.
Was that a residence that you were responding to?
Yes, ma'am. In reference to serving a search warrant.
Both addresses, the area of the vehicle stop at 2718 and 2798 Captiva Bluff Road North. What county are both addresses located in?
Those are in Duval County.
Your Honor, one moment, please.
Yes.
Let me just add this before I put the sound back on. They are very strategic. They know what they're doing. They said put on a white shirt, a light, I don't know, what is that? Key lime pie colored suit, almost, I guess it could be called. I don't know what you name it as. It doesn't look like a blouse. But she's wearing Alicia Andrews is wearing light colors. She hasn't wearing anything wearing dark or anything. She has her hair in place. This is all models, kids. This is all model. This is all, lawyering, if I could say that. And that's what it is. All right, I'll get back to the sound.
Yes, sir.
Did you have body worn camera on that date?
We do not.
We do not. Who's we?
The crime scene unit themselves.
All right, but there is body worn camera
Most
of
likely,
this search.
if patrol officers were there during the initial stop, then they likely had body cam footage.
So, other than you, there were patrol officers present at the scene.
Yes, sir. I believe there might have been a homicide detective that was there as well.
And this is in what city?
This is in Jacksonville.
All right. When you arrived on the scene, you said the doors were open at the vehicle,
Yes, sir.
and your role is to collect the evidence.
Yes, sir.
You collected the evidence with gloves on,
Yes, sir.
and you put the evidence into evidence bags.
Yes, sir. Packaging.
You wear gloves when you handle evidence because you want to make sure you don't get your fingerprints on the evidence. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Same thing with DNA.
Yes, sir.
All right. And who's responsible for sending the evidence, if it gets sent at all, who's responsible for sending the evidence out to any lab for any sort of analysis for DNA or fingerprints?
That would be the lead detective on the case.
Who's the lead detective in JSO?
I believe this one would be, his last name was Drebeck.
All right. So Detective Drebeck is the lead in Jacksonville Sheriff's Office for this case.
For this particular incident, yes, sir.
All right. Do you know if Detective Drebeck or anybody in the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office sent any of the guns, the parts, the bullets, anything out to be tested for DNA or fingerprints?
No, sir, I'm not sure about that.
No further questions.
Okay, redirect.
No redirect.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Free to go. All right, state, who's your next witness?
Detective Summer Bees.
She's covering her face. She's got her hands around her mouth. That means she wants to talk. She can't say anything because that's out of order. She really wants to say something. I can see it in her eyes. Excuse me. I can see it. She's like, she wants to, say something to her lawyers, or she's that's the body language she's giving off, and she's a little hunched over. She's a little, apprehensive kind of thing, kind of not sure of herself, kind of unsteady. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to on this end. Let's continue.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you collect the evidence as directed by detectives, but also based on your own training and experience?
Yes, ma'am.
In this particular case, did you have the opportunity to respond to a home or residence on Victoria Lakes Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
And would that have been 13751 Victoria Lakes?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that address located within Duval County?
Yes, ma'am.
Upon arriving at that residence, what was your responsibility?
Just to photograph and document everything in the residence, as well as collect anything that the detectives wanted.
Was that residence being searched pursuant to a search warrant that had been obtained?
Yes, ma'am.
And was the execution of that warrant, or the day that you showed up to process, on June 27th of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
On your arrival, did you start with any particular area of the residence?
The exterior.
And upon photographing the exterior, did you notice any cameras that were affixed to the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity also to photograph those?
Yes, ma'am.
After photographing the exterior of the residence, did you move to the interior of the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
When you process a scene like this, are you given some kind of surface level information from the detective?
Yes, ma'am.
In this particular case, were you given that type of a summary?
Yes.
Specifically, though, did you get a rundown of who lived there, whose room was whose, anything like that?
No.
Is that typical to receive when you respond to those types of scenes?
No.
I am showing you what has been previously admitted as states 53, 54, and 55. If you would take a look at these items. Additionally, what has been marked for identification as 51 and 52.
Just a lot of pictures.
Sure. Did you previously review the contents of the photographs that you took at the residence as noted?
Yes, ma'am. I did, yes.
And specifically in 51 and 52, do these photographs fairly and accurately reflect the photographs that were taken of the exterior and additional photographs taken of the interior at this residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, state seeks to admit states exhibits 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55.
Any objection?
Yes, again,
All are provided in discovery, Your Honor, but
I believe they are 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55. No? 51 and 2, 51, 52. Correct. 53, 55, I believe. Thank you.
yes. 53, 54, and 55.
So I have no objection to the composite 51 and 52. The others are in evidence.
Okay. 51 and 52 are admitted.
Now, you mentioned that you start with the exterior of the residence typically, and that is something that you again did in this case.
Yes, ma'am.
And showing you 51C, if you're able to look over your shoulder there, is this the residence for which the search warrant was executed?
Yes, ma'am.
And were the vehicles that are parked in the driveway of this photograph there when you arrived to start processing the scene?
Yes, ma'am.
And 51D, did that include this Toyota 4Runner?
Yes, ma'am.
So this person on the stand right now has a very unfortunate last name. Her last name is Dees. I'm thinking about her parents. I'm thinking about her father, especially. Mr. Dees. Dees nuts. Oh, she's got an unfortunate last name. I don't know. Maybe it's her married name. And maybe her husband is Mr. Dees. Dees. That sucks. But I guess that's just the way it goes sometimes. People have unfortunate last names.
In photographing the entryway of the residence, was there an additional camera at 51L for this residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Ultimately, did you learn the at least name of the occupants of this residence?
Not that I recall.
And in your search, were other law enforcement officers from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office present?
Yes, ma'am.
As you moved to the interior of the residence, did you have an opportunity to photograph the kitchen?
Yes, ma'am.
And just based on your training and experience in 55A, was there anything that was present in the sink of the kitchen that you documented?
Yes, ma'am.
What was it that you felt the need to document?
As you can see, there's material pieces of cardboard right there.
Was the sink filled with any liquid of any kind?
Yes, ma'am.
35B, is this as the sink was when you arrived?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you at some point start the process of removing those items from the sink to document them in 53E?
Yes, ma'am.
And the item that's located in 53F, where was that in the kitchen as it related to the sink with all of the other items? The item in the center, I'm sorry, the cover, correct.
Okay.
Where was it in relation if we look at 53E?
Is this 53?
Yes.
Okay. By the sink?
Okay, so on the little metal rack there, do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a close-up of the same thing.
Yes.
As you removed the items from the sink, were you able to spread them out in some way so that you were able to photograph them a little bit better?
Yes, ma'am.
Despite their condition, was there some kind of identifying information remaining? 53I.
Yes, ma'am.
53J. Is that also an item from the sink?
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, do you pull some either craft paper or cardboard to lay out all of the pieces?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what's reflected in 53K?
Yes, ma'am.
And again, do you continue the process of photographing each of those to obtain any kind of identifying info?
Yes, ma'am.
53L from the same sink?
Yes, ma'am.
53N? Same?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there any other rooms in the house or any other sinks that had been filled with items like this?
No, ma'am.
So the items that are depicted here in all of your photos from this scene that are reflective of wet pieces of paper, manuals, 53O, are all from this kitchen sink.
Yes, ma'am.
And the cover from 53B that we previously saw in the photograph next to the sink, did you also place that on the cardboard?
Yes, ma'am.
And moving on from the kitchen itself, did you also complete a search of the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to search the hallway of the residence leading to the bedrooms?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, tell me about the layout. Was there some kind of closet, something other than a room in that hallway?
Yes, there was a closet in the hallway.
Did you have an opportunity to open that closet and document the items therein?
Yes, ma'am.
The items that were contained within that closet, is that what we are seeing in 55A?
Yes, ma'am.
What was it that you're documenting in this picture here?
So right here, there's some ammunition cases.
In the center of the photograph here at 55A?
They're kind of green and metal. They have the handles on them. Yes,
Were you
ma'am.
at least aware that the nature of this case involved the potential of firearms or the use of a firearm?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pull these cases out to document them more clearly as you continued processing this scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there also items of evidence that were ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what we're seeing in 55C?
Yes, ma'am.
Did that come from the same area?
Yes, ma'am.
As you moved those items out of the closet, did you also locate additional boxes of ammunition in 55E?
Yes, ma'am.
And as you processed the actual green tin boxes, did you open them to document the contents, 55F?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you locate in your search of this closet Remington ammunition,
Yes, ma'am.
55G? Is that what you documented here?
Yes, ma'am.
Contained within the green metal boxes, were there live rounds of ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
As the green cases for ammunition went on, 55O, did you continue locating or documenting the ammunition that was found inside of them?
Yes, ma'am.
In the back section of that closet, did you locate an additional box, 55U?
Yes, ma'am.
And also contained in this closet, were there other household items, clothing items or shoes, things of that nature?
Yes, ma'am.
Were the green metal cases ultimately impounded into evidence at 55BB?
Yes.
And as to each, did you open and photograph and document the contents therein?
Yes, ma'am.
Each of these green metal boxes, did they contain additional ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
In the smallest of the green boxes, were you able to document the contents inside of that, 55JJ?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you find inside the smallest of the green boxes?
More live rounds of rifle ammunition.
Of rifle ammunition?
Mhm.
And is that what's depicted in 55NN?
Yes, ma'am.
And leaving that hallway where these items were located, did you move to the bedrooms of the residence to photograph the contents therein?
Yes, ma'am.
And again, you don't know the identity of the occupants of those rooms when you're photographing.
No, ma'am.
In the first room, did you locate a gun case in 52A?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there an actual,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you keep saying, so just say yes or no.
Yes.
Was there an actual firearm located inside of that box, 52B?
No.
Were there magazines located inside of that box?
Yes.
What was the firearm make that was meant for this particular box that was located?
Um,
52E?
Yes.
But no firearm located with this box?
No.
Did you locate as well in the house or in that same bedroom, a mask in 52J?
I don't recall if the mask was in the bedroom. Is it okay if I refer to my report real
Would
quick?
it refresh your recollection?
Yes. The mask was in the closet in the hallway.
And it may be that some hallway photographs are here. So let's look back then at the next photo of 52M. Is this that same hallway, but just from a different vantage point where you found those green cases, 52M?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that in the center of the photo there?
That would be a vest.
And did you have an opportunity to process that as well by photographing it and laying it out in 52N?
Yes, ma'am.
Lastly, was there a room in which there was a safe that you were asked to process?
Yes, ma'am.
In 54A, is this the safe that you were asked to process from this same residence?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have an opportunity to photograph the contents of that safe?
Yes, ma'am.
Does 54D fairly and accurately represent what the safe looked like when it was open?
Yes.
54G, what are we looking at here that you're documenting?
Just the interior of the safe as it is.
As it relates to the firearms or the rifles that are located inside of that safe, were those rifles ultimately impounded into evidence?
Yes.
Was there ballistics evidence also located inside of the safe?
Could you clarify ballistics? evidence?
Sure, shell casings or items of live ammunition.
Yes.
Were there items of live ammunition also located in various places about the room?
Yes.
In 54S, was this a dresser inside of that room?
Yes, ma'am.
And in 54T, is this what you found inside or on top of that dresser as far as live ammunition?
Yes.
What I'm pointing at here directly in the center of this photograph, was that a rifle round?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that dresser located directly next to the safe?
I do not recall. I'd have to look at my pictures.
In 54D, were these both in the same room, the safe and the dresser?
Yes.
Now, back inside of the safe itself, you indicated there were some items of ammunition and then other firearms located therein, correct?
Yes.
In your processing of the safe, did you collect an item in 54Y that looked like this?
Yes.
Do you know what that is?
It's a brass catcher.
Were you able to document the contents of that brass catcher in 54Z?
Yes.
I'm showing you what's been marked as states 58. Excuse me. Do you recognize this package?
Yes.
And did the contents of this package come from the interior of this brass catcher as we're viewing this photograph?
Yes.
time state seeks to admit states 58.
Any objection?
No objection.
Admitted.
Inside of that brass catcher, those 2 rounds, were you able to determine the caliber?
Yes.
What caliber rounds were inside of that brass catcher?
I believe 9mm.
You need to refer to your report to confirm.
Yes. Yes.
2 9mm casings from that brass catcher.
Yes.
But this was not attached to anything at the time that you photographed it and then ultimately pulled it from the safe. Is that correct? Did you locate additional brass catchers inside of that safe?
Yes.
54B. Referring back to the firearms that were actually recovered, did you have an opportunity to pull out the firearms from 54DD that were recovered from that safe?
Yes.
Once those firearms were recovered or they were determined to have potential evidentiary value, were they impounded or boxed up by you?
Yes, ma'am.
In 54HH, is this one of the firearms that was removed from that safe?
Yes.
What is depicted as attached to that firearm, was that brass catcher already on there?
Yes, ma'am.
Was the rifle in 54, OO also removed from that safe?
Yes, ma'am.
5500, are we looking at the black forge rifle as depicted in 54QQ?
Yes.
And was the first rifle that had the brass catcher attached the Anderson rifle from 54II?
Yes.
Ultimately, at your conclusion of processing this scene, did you impound both of those rifles into evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
And upon impounding those rifles, are they boxed up and preserved and taped up?
Yes, ma'am.
I am showing you what's been marked as states 56 and 57. Do you recognize both of these boxes as having been the boxes used to impound both of those firearms?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, the state seeks to admit states 56 and 57.
Any objection?
No objection.
Admitted.
Is state's exhibit number 56, based on your review of the packaging from which it was contained, the firearm that was retrieved from the safe?
Yes, ma'am.
And was this particular firearm the black forged rifle that was retrieved from the safe of this residence?
Yes.
Was there an additional rifle that was retrieved?
Yes.
I'm showing you what's been marked as states 57. Is this the second rifle that was retrieved?
Yes.
And is this how the rifle was collected?
No.
Okay. What change, if any, was made when you collected it?
There was a tape on the handle that I cut off and I preserved.
Can you take a look at states 57 and tell me where on the handle and describe for us what you're talking about?
Yes. On this handle right here, and there was tape wrapped around it, adhesive tape that I cut off and I preserved for DNA.
Okay, if you'll just say that into the mic, I think we got caught up there.
Sorry. Yes, just on that handle, there was adhesive tape wrapped around it that I cut off and I preserved it for DNA.
So on the handle of the firearm itself.
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to this brass catcher that's attached to the right side of the firearm, was that affixed to the rifle when you pulled it out of the safe?
Yes, ma'am.
And was this sight on the top of the rifle also affixed to it when you pulled it out of the safe?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time I will pass the witness.
Okay, cross.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right. So you assisted with the search warrant at the residence, is that correct?
Yes.
That's Sean Gathrigh's residence?
I don't know.
You don't know who lives there?
No,
You know how many people live there?
no idea.
You know how many bedrooms are in the house?
No, I would have to refer to my report.
You could.
No, I don't know how many. I'd have to look at my pictures, actually.
Okay. There was a picture of a safe. There were some rifles in the safe. Do you remember that picture?
Yes.
And those rifles, that safe, that was found in the master bedroom of the home?
Yes.
All right. It's not Sean Gathrigh's room, correct?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right. For sure, that home that you searched, that's not Alicia Andrews' home, correct?
I don't know.
You don't know if it is?
I don't know.
Did you search Alicia Andrews' home?
I don't know who that is.
So you wouldn't know if Alicia Andrews' DNA or prints are on any of the weapons that you found?
No.
You wouldn't know if Alicia Andrews' DNA or prints are on any of the casings or the gun parts that you found?
No.
You wouldn't know if her DNA or prints are on any of the cardboard boxes that you found?
No.
And you don't have any evidence that anything that you just discussed on direct examination is connected to Alicia Andrews?
I don't know who that is. No. I have no idea.
No further questions.
Okay, redirect.
Ma'am, when you respond to a scene, do you know the identity of any of the suspects typically?
No.
Do you know the underlying circumstances or facts of the case?
No.
Is your job strictly related to the processing of the scene you respond to?
Yes.
The facts that are provided to you, are they relevant to the investigation, the whodunit of it all, or is it just for the purpose of processing?
Just for processing evidence.
The items of evidence that you did receive, did you relay that you did process or impound into evidence? Did you relay all of that information to the detective on the case?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes, you can state that.
Okay, thank you. There you go. All right, who's your next witness?
Detective Richard Nieder.
Judge, can we go stop working, please, before?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Wait, hold up 1 second. Have him sit back out. Come on up. for a moment. I'll be with you momentarily. Just tell the detective to sit tight.
All rise. Your notes.
Okay, so what are you objecting to?
Yes, Your Honor, so PowerPoint. You want a copy of it?
I do.
Okay. So the first objection would just be to the actual statutes being listed. Things that appropriate for the witness to advise the jury of the law. That would be Your Honor's purview.
What's your response to that?
The detective is listed as an expert, Your Honor,
No, but expert on the law?
as an expert in gang evidence, and what is presented is the criminal gang statute.
Okay, but why is that admissible? Just the statute itself?
If there's no objection from the defense as it relates to his qualifications as an expert, then I can skip right past those slides. But if they are objecting as it relates to his qualifications, we'll be discussing the statute itself.
So there is an objection, Your Honor, but he's not going to testify that he has some sort of expertise in the law. He's just going to say that he uses it to qualify him.
Yeah.
But even if Your Honor decides to qualify him as an expert, that does not make the actual statutes admissible as evidence in the trial.
Okay, well, I tend to agree, so at this point, I'll sustain the objection just as to the language of the statutes themselves, and that would be Criminal Gang Florida Statute 874.031, 874.032, and 874.033. Okay.
Next, Your Honor, we have a general objection to the videos coming in as hearsay.
Okay, state what's your response to that.
Certified business records provided for those, Your Honor, and the witnesses testifying, not as it relates to the truth of the matter asserted of the content of those videos, but only as it relates to the intent and knowledge of the defendant based on the history of the criminal gangs.
Okay, overrule the objection?
So, Your Honor, I'd like to respond to that.
Sure.
I don't find that to be, not personally, but as a general response, just based on the fact that they have specific lyrics highlighted. None of those, I believe, related to any of the text messages that Your Honor has admitted thus far, where the state claims that they go to the defendant's knowledge. So it might go to maybe some of the co-defendants, their knowledge of what has happened, but not specifically to Ms. Andrews' knowledge. Let me see, just to make sure. So I believe there's maybe 3 or 4 different videos that the state is intending to admit, and I didn't count, but there are multiple murders or shootings that are addressed according to the state in here that are not going to be discussed in this case. Specific names, specific people that are unrelated to the charges in this particular case. So we object. And again, more collateral issues that serve to not help the jury understand the issues in this case, but to confuse them and pile on more unrelated gang information.
All right, what's your response?
Your Honor, the same response that we provided in our earlier motion as it relates to the gang evidence. These videos, at least the first 2 videos, are posted back to back, one from each side of the gang, to explicitly explain the history of the gang, as well as being provided to describe the events that have occurred. The defendant's messages absolutely encapsulate several of the lines that are related in these songs, specifically talking about some of the people who have died. The names that are listed in these songs are also in her messages. So as it relates to that representation, not directly linked to the messages from Ms. Andrews, they in fact are. As it relates to these videos, there are 2 videos each, back to back, one posted a month apart, and the others posted close in time together. And again, it's for the detective to testify about the background of the gangs and the issues as it relates to the back and forth between the 2 groups.
And Your Honor, this is becoming a feature of the trial. We are now spending a significant amount of time talking about, well, first, I dispute the fact that in the messages that have been admitted thus far that the court is allowing in, I believe there's discussion maybe of one person from Ms. Andrews. There's a name of one person that was murdered. There's not some sort of drawn out discussion where she is dropping names of, all of these people. So I dispute that. But beyond that, this is becoming a feature of the trial. We are now spending a significant amount of the jury's time and everyone else's time, the court's time, discussing the drawn out details of what has happened back and forth between these gangs.
Well, no evidence has come in yet regarding the back and forth between the gangs. This is the first evidence that the jury's gonna hear.
I disagree, Your Honor. The first, I believe, 3 or 4 witnesses testified about the back and forth, who was who has done what, et cetera, et cetera. There has been.
Anyway, go ahead, make your record.
Well, yes, ultimately, beyond that, the fact that this is now becoming a feature of the trial, we'd also object to just prejudicial nature. This is substantially prejudicial, much more than it is probative to the actual elements of this crime and my client's, the allegations against my client. It is cumulative, again, at this point. We're going to hear more discussion about the gang war as opposed to the actual murder that is charged in this crime. So we object on all those bases. Hearsay, it's cumulative, it's more prejudicial than it is probative, it's not relevant, it is a collateral matter, not relevant to any material issue or element in this crime, the crime that we are here to have a trial on.
Overrule the objection. All right, that's as to the videos. Anything else?
Yes, we would object to the lyrics, Your Honor. I'm not sure who wrote these lyrics, but it does not, it just appears that they're typed based on someone's interpretation of what is being said. That is invading the province of the jury. The jury is to decide what these lyrics say. And even if the court were to decide to let them in, we would also object to the highlighting.
Okay, what's your response?
Your Honor, these, the defense can address any issues as it relates to the lyrics or the accuracy of the lyrics on redirect. I have case law for needing
on cross.
Translation. On cross, excuse me. As it relates to the translation, if there's an issue as it relates to the content of the messages themselves. But we discussed this previously as in referencing these videos and lyrics being provided with these videos. The highlighting itself is in an attempt to limit what we are questioning the witness himself about as we go through the videos and to highlight specifically what would be related to this case or specifically related to the evidence that we intend to present of the war between the two groups.
Overrule the objection. Any other objections as to the PowerPoint?
Your Honor, we object to the charts, the organizational charts as hearsay as well.
I don't see those. I just see the PowerPoint. Are
I
those
believe
on
they're
your?
like
In
the
the
first couple pages after the case law.
Look. Oh, I see that. The members and associates of ATK and 1200, right? So you're referring to in 6 o'clock?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm assuming they're coming in or an attempt to come in through your gang expert?
That is correct, Your Honor. The detectives from the gangs presented and each of them have been listed as experts.
Okay. All right, overrule the objection.
Okay, Your Honor, just for the record, our objection related to hearsay is just to the idea that, look, this is testimony that can be given without these actual charts. But specifically the labeling of these individuals as gang members, our objection is hearsay based on that.
Salute to Son of the Sun 90. He says she looked like a red devil. He's referring to Alicia Andrews. And he says, stay away from them red bones. They got venom in their blood. Yeah, well, this is all part of the procedure. She was wearing a sweater in the last scenes I was watching her. Now she's wearing like like I said, key lime pie colored a lime colored jacket. This is all scheduled. This is all planned out ahead of time. She's supposed to look innocent. She's supposed to look like a little girl. like she's a teenager. She's 22. She's a grown woman. She's a full grown woman, whole grown woman. And she's on trial for first degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. And if she's found guilty, then she will spend the rest of her life in prison. Now, like I said, that will probably not be the case. She'll be out within 10 years tops, probably, if she is convicted. She has not yet been convicted. So she's innocent until proven guilty. But what I was really upset about her was when she was like real slow to stand. As I told her today, she was able to stand up a lot quicker last time I saw her. But in a previous case, they're like, all rise, and she was just kind of just sat there for like a whole 2 seconds before she realized, oh yeah, they're talking to me. I gotta get up. I gotta get my behind off this seat. Son 90 says she set him up allegedly. Yes, she's a female. They're usually the ones that do get you hemmed up. Allegedly. Son 90 says next court date she'll have on exactly. So I'm so surprised she didn't have on today and the previous trial dates. She should have on glasses. She should have, her hair all the way pulled back into a ponytail or like two pigtails. She had glasses and pigtails. That would really be, something to consider. I'm gonna go back to the live video though.
Same rule.
Okay, they're on break or something. Yeah, so I mean, it's just wild. She's I would not say she's a babe in the woods. She may not have known everything. She may not have planned out the entire, hit or whatever the case may be, but she's not a babe in the woods to me. I don't think she's like, oh, I didn't know about that. I was just trying to talk to my friend on the phone. I just wanted to text message her, ha ha, he he, and kiki in the courtroom, like she was doing. She was smiling a little bit at one point. They caught her smiling. I'm telling you, these he calls them red bone. Yeah, people call them red bone, yellow bone. That's all throughout my family. I'm like one of the exceptions to my family. I look like my father. My mother was very, very fair skinned. She and my grandfather and his brother could pass. They could definitely pass. But I have blood from my great grandmother who was very dark skinned, my great grandfather who was very dark skinned, and my paternal grandfather. He was very dark skinned. So I got those genes. And my sister, she's very fair skinned. So I mean, it's one way or the other. They're nice and sweet and kind and courteous, or they're backstabbing, low grade, cold-blooded, killers. And I'm not saying that she is Alicia Andrews. I'm saying allegedly, but that's their whole modus operandi. That's how they move. So, this Julio Foolio case seems very intriguing to me because it's a lot. I didn't know there's that many rounds. I was like, God damn, they were really preparing for war against this one guy. I thought they were going against a gang or something like that. This is one guy. They had enough rounds for, 40, 50 clowns. They got the white man in them. They had the white devil in them. I got the white devil in me. I got Irish and Italian ancestry. Generations back, a few generations, like 7 or 8, maybe 9 generations back, Irish. But like I said, great grandparent, grandparent, and parent, very, very fair skin, very fair skin. And it's weird with my family too because my mom and my aunt set it up somehow. I still am trying to figure out how you do this, but because anything could have went either way. But anyway. They had children at or around the same time. Like my oldest sister and my oldest cousin, they're months apart, right? They're only a few months apart. Then my not my eldest sister, my older sister and my cousin, they're a few months apart. My other cousin and myself, we're only 2 weeks apart. And my brother and my youngest cousin on from that family, my youngest cousin's also fair skinned. But what's weird is you can tell who the oldest is out of the grouping because the dark skinned one is the oldest. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know if anybody else has ever had this before, but that's what it's like. It's weird. It's a weird thing, and you tell, in the single in one of the other families of my aunt, the oldest one is darker skinned than the light skinned one, the younger, lighter one. I don't know how it works. They have to do some kind of study on us or something like that, but that's what happened. Son of Son 90 says, I think they made an attempt on his life before they ultimately took his life. Okay. I'm not sure. I don't have the facts on it. I don't have the evidence. I don't have the evidence. I can neither
Tit for
confirm
tat,
nor
the
deny.
murders between the
Okay.
rival gangs really flared up from what the state has alleged. It's
Here we go.
page 25. Page 28. Mr. McLyman said, okay, as far as I guess the state's motion right now, are you holding it in abeyance until? And I said, well, I'm granting it. I'm granting the motion in part specifically as to conduct that occurred in 2023. Okay. So conduct that occurred in 2023, the acts of violence between the parties, the rival gangs, I find is admissible collateral crime evidence is being inextricably intertwined. Okay, very good. Let's get going. Let's bring in the detective.
Judge got that drink in her cup. Pay attention. No, I'm just kidding. Has that line go? Sober as a judge. She's sober. I'm just trying to make light of the situation. I'm saying she got some absolute in that cup or something. She got some Bombay Sapphire in there. Oh man, do a deep dive on Julio and Young Ace beef. Don't just cover the trial without the facts. Respectfully, okay. I didn't even know Young Ace and Julio had beef. I was just going after the trial, but thank you for that. I will do that deep dive. She looked demonic, looking on her eyes. Ace, you said Ace, Young Ace, and hold on, there was some other guys too. Hold on, it was Young Een. Is it Young Een race or is it Young Ace? That's what I have. You have Young Een Ace, Fast Money Goon, and Whopper with the Chopper. That's what I have.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
She's tatted up. She got the tats on her.
Hello, would you state your name for the jury?
Yeah, good morning. It's Detective Richard Nieder,
Where are you employed?
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with JSO?
9 years.
What is your current assignment?
I'm currently assigned to the Gang Investigations Unit.
What assignments did you have in advance of your gang assignment?
Prior to that, I was assigned to a community crime response team. It's a violent crime task force that patrols the city. Prior to that, I rode the east side patrol, which would be like the east side of downtown Jacksonville.
I roger that. Son of Son 90. I was just going by the title of the song they have. Young. I'll just say Young Ace too, because Young Een Waste is Young Een Waste. Like what? It's Young Ace, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, Ebonics, Ebony Phonics, AAVE, African American Vernacular English. All right, let's continue with it. Let's see.
Did you have the opportunity when you were actually a patrol officer in advance of that to patrol different neighborhoods in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And what neighborhoods were those, if you recall?
Yeah,
The main neighborhoods would have.
I do the deep dive because I shoot from the hip. I just roll the dice. I go as you guys are watching it. I go as it goes. I do a little research here and there, but I usually just let the video roll and see my response to it real time. But you can do that on your channel, Son to Son 90. I know you have some people. I saw how many people you have in your live, in your your subscriber base. So you can definitely do your deep dives. I can watch them. I can see if they're worthy. Yeah, let's go back to the tape.
Been out east.
Tail of the tape.
What is it that you're following as a guide in order to document a gang member?
There's 11 of the criteria that's laid out in the statute. Some of them are like admits to criminal gang membership, physical evidence, tattoos, style of dress. They associate with one or more known criminal gang members, or they're in the presence of, like with them in traffic stops and stuff like that. Their parents or guardian can say that they're a part of a gang. And there's probably a couple more.
As it relates to documenting a gang member, is there a different process for essentially seeing if a person meets the criteria to be a gang member versus being a gang associate?
Yes, ma'am. To become a gang member, you have to meet 2 or more of the 11 criteria outlined in 874. And to be an associate, you just have to meet one of the criteria.
And you indicated that criteria includes admitting your membership or role in that gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it frequent that during the course of your investigations, gang members or their associates will admit to such, that they're involved in a gang or that they are members?
Yes, ma'am.
Do your duties also include undocumenting gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us a little bit more about that process. I don't know that the jury understands what FCIC and NCIC is. What is that?
Yes, so NCIC is a national database, and FCIC is a Florida database. Whenever you run somebody's driver's license or run a person in those databases, it will come up and show you that they are a documented gang member within the state of Florida, and it'll tell you the gang that they're documented under.
Why would there be an undocumenting of a gang member? How does that happen?
They no longer meet Florida state statutes.
Roger that, Son to Son 90. Roger that.
And do you continue, is it an ongoing process with either documenting or undocumenting?
Yes, ma'am. We investigate them, and if they continue the status within the gang, we continue to document them.
Did you and the members of your gang unit attend?
That's what I've been saying. That's exactly what I've been saying. A lot of these studio gangsters from the 90s and early 2000s talking all that fly, fancy, hot, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, nigga die slow-ish. And it's like, really? Are you really about that life? And these kids, they're about that life. This is a different generation. They talk it and they walk it like they talk it. They walk it like they talk it. Who he was taking on his birthday? Can you imagine? That is my birthday, June 21st, 1988. I think he died a day after. Let me make 100% sure. I think it was exactly a day after. Yeah, 2 days after. He died 2 days after his birthday, which is my birthday, 10 years before that. I tell you, you gotta be thankful for life. You don't have to have the Benzo. You don't have to have the Bentley. I mean, that's great. Have the Bentley. Earn the Bentley. Great. Get the 14-room estate with the 17 acres and the 20 acres in the back, and get the personal jets. Get the sneakers. Get the latest Hermes and Louis Vuitton. All that stuff, but. Just be thankful for life. Just be glad you have the activity of your limbs. Some people don't even have their limbs. There are people without their eyes, without their legs, without their arm. and people are, clowning people or dissing people because they have Bobo sneakers and stuff like that. Be glad you have sneakers. People don't have shoes. People don't have feet to wear sneakers. I'm going off on a little tangent here, but I just felt like I had to say it. Son 90 prompted me to say that. I appreciate it. He was taking it on 2 days after his birthday. That's just wow. Let's go back to the tape.
Any particularized training as it relates to
Gangs the entire time, correct?
That is correct.
So you've only been investigating gangs for about 3 years.
Correct.
All right. In the gang unit, there are about 12 detectives total.
Yes.
Is that accurate? And each detective has a specific assignment for a particular gang that's in the city.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the gang that you're assigned to is ATK.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your training and experience as it relates to gangs, I want to talk about before you ever became an officer. You were never a member of a gang, right?
No, ma'am.
So you don't have any personal experience related to gangs.
I do not.
All right. You attended Edward Waters College, right, in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And your degree's in criminal justice.
Correct.
You didn't have any sort of specialization in gangs while you studied criminal
Not there.
justice? You did not?
Not there.
Okay. Did you have a specialization in gangs in any other degree or education?
Through the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, I have.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. I mean, just mean like as far as education, any sort of master's degree or
I do not.
Okay. And you didn't study or focus on gangs at all while you studied for your criminal justice degree, not
That's
just
correct.
Jacksonville gangs specifically.
That's correct.
Okay. So your training, you have attended 2, I'll say, groups of training as it relates to gangs while you were a detective in Jacksonville. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that would be the HIDA trainings?
HIDA. Yes, ma'am.
HIDA trainings?
Yes, ma'am.
And the other one is the Florida Gang Conference, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I want to go through those in kind with you.
Okay.
So starting with the HIDA trainings.
I've noticed that too, son 90. I think they have to ask all these preliminary questions that don't seem like it. They're not like in the movies. The movies really just don't have time to do this. But what I think from my understanding, I'm no law expert, but what I understand is they're trying to get out as much information as possible and then proceed with the right amount of data points to really focus on whether the actual crime scene was handled correctly after all the forensics and everything was actually handled correctly. So they have to ask a lot of questions in the interim. She's a horrible lawyer, or whoever she is with that big old suit jacket on. Are you trying to prove the validity? I don't know what she's trying to do. I'm just trying. What I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to show what over these cases I've noticed from the ASAP Rocky case to who was it before? I can't remember. It was where they had the cameras inside, but they asked questions like this, kind of like just to go with as much information as possible that they can draw out of them. That's what my understanding is. I'm stupid. I have no clue if that's true or not.
That stands for high intensity.
A Jacksonville gang as much as like the crimes that street gangs and other people that we see.
Okay.
I don't like how the microphones are set up. They're right in front of his face, but we can hardly hear him. That's kind of annoying. We can hear her loud and clear, but his microphone is not. You can just make out what he says. It's not very clear. No, and the judge is not like, could you lean in a little more? Could you adjust the microphone? She's not even talking about that. That's kind of strange. But let's continue.
All right, and now inside your specific experience at JSO as a detective, you didn't investigate gangs as a patrol officer, is that right?
That's correct.
And the community response team, they don't investigate gangs specifically, right?
No, ma'am.
You already mentioned you don't personally know anyone that's been in a gang. drill rap, you would say is an important piece of this as well, right?
It could be, yes.
You don't listen to drill rap outside of when you're working, when you have to,
I listen to it for my job, yes.
right? Only for your job.
Correct.
You're not a fan of it. It's not something that you have attempted to understand outside of when you're investigating these gangs.
I would say I understand it so I can do my daily duties as a gang detective.
Correct. And let me be more specific. Your only attempts at understanding it are in your.
Hold up. This nigga be getting down. He be getting down to the only person I think of is, well, Young Chief, Young Herbo, Young Ace. He gets down to Friday night, Saturday night when he's off of work. He goes over to the club and they're banging they're banging chop whopper with the chopper, and he's grooving. He gets a pint and he starts to unwind a little bit. Don't let these people fool you, folks. You know this man. That's why he was hesitant. He was hesitant to say it. He was like, yeah, only for my work. Yeah, right. Not for his wife. This man is probably what, 33, 34 years old, something like that. Maybe a little bit older, maybe 39. I'll give him 39, maybe. He's got the gray hair. But he listens to drill music. I know he does. That shoot 'em up, nigga. Bang bang, nigga, die slow classics. Let's continue.
Role as a detective.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not something that you could testify to the jury about.
Correct.
You've never written any sort of publication on gangs in general or specifically Jacksonville gangs?
I have not.
You're not even quite really sure what a publication is as it relates to your expertise. Is that accurate?
Like, yeah, what would you mean by publication? Like a book?
A book or some sort of article where you've done research and gathered information to teach other people about?
I would say that our field investigative reports and documenting gangs and gang members would be a publication as to I've written about gangs.
Well,
Or you said, Son of the Sun's 90 says, that white man not listening to no Jungle Bunnies. Or Mammy Lawyers. I'm just waiting for her to come up in the court with a bonnet on her head, with the baby hairs, and clogs, Crocs. They call them gibbets. I like to call them charms, but I think the official name is gibbets. Yeah, one day she's just gonna come in the courtroom just dressed like that. Sun 9 says, why does she have to ask all them unnecessary questions? It's like they're trying to prolong the trial. That's what I think is possible too. I got a word from one of the lawyers that said the reason why they ask so many questions, but I can't remember why they do it. They just ask so many different questions and not anything directly pertaining to the crime itself. They go like in the perimeter of the crime instead of hitting center mass. Let's go back.
I'm not asking what you write about in your investigations. I'm asking about
Publication or publicizing of the information that you collect in your day-to-day duties. Do you or any members of your unit make it a regular practice to publicize or publish articles based on the tactics that you use to make arrests and develop cases of criminal gang members?
No, ma'am.
Would that be harmful to your case or investigation to do so?
Yes.
As it relates to your attending these conferences, are those mechanisms of continuing legal education for techniques in tracking gangs?
Yes.
As it relates to those same conferences, do you obtain information as it relates to new technologies, new tactics?
Pardon me? Overall, go ahead.
Do you obtain information as it relates to new technology or new tactics that are being seen across the nation with other agencies?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you attending those conferences for the purpose of learning information about the gangs in Jacksonville specifically?
No, ma'am. We attend those conferences to try to become better detectives in the investigations that we conduct in Jacksonville.
Rick James, salute to you, sir. Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing it live. Pause. We are appeased to announce the great writer of New York Times bestseller Tyler, The Kingdom of the Air, and Ayn Rand presented by Verizon Skylar essay. That PCP is pretty strong, huh, Rick James? I bet it is. Bet that PCP is good and strong.
It relates to the gangs in the Jackson K and 6 block as a total. Are you all required to still be familiar with the other gangs despite your assignment to one specific group?
Yes, ma'am. We have to have general knowledge of all of the gangs in Jacksonville. Just when if something was to happen and I was the one that was up and available, that I would have to respond and have the general knowledge to give the intelligence to other investigating detectives about what occurred.
And when you say if you were the one that was up, are you actively on call as a member of the gang unit?
Yes, ma'am, all the time.
Do each of the detectives in that unit hold the same responsibility?
Yes, ma'am.
If called to a scene, are they required to understand the neighborhood, the parties involved, etc.?
Yes, ma'am.
If there are facts that need developed as it relates to ATK 1200 or 6 block, are the members of your gang unit called to respond?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much of your workday, day to day, is dedicated to working gang cases?
All day. That's we only deal with gangs.
And you develop that knowledge you indicated before by doing what on a day-to-day basis?
Just investigating them through social media, through music videos, and other means.
By other means, without telling me what is said, do you also interview the members of those groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you interview the family members of those groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there another individual that you can think of that has more particularized knowledge about the Jacksonville gangs than yourself and your associates as it relates to the gangs?
Sustain the objection.
Do you commit your job day to day to working up not only the information about the gangs in Jacksonville as a whole, but ATK?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time I would tender the witness.
Okay, well, the witness has already been tendered, so the question that was left on the table was, what does ATK stand for? There was an objection, and I'm gonna uphold the objection at this point.
I'm sorry, you said the witness has been tendered as an expert? I didn't-
We don't tender as experts anymore. We just allow questions to go forward or not. And so after the voir dire regarding this witness's qualifications, I'm gonna allow the question to be asked and answered, okay? All right.
During your course of your time as a gang detective, did you develop information as it relates to what ATK stands for?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had an opportunity to develop the potential members of that group in your time working up the ATK gang?
Yes.
As it relates to the term ATK, what does that stand for, if anything?
Based on my training experience, it stands for ACE's Top Killers.
And ACE's Top Killers, is there a meaning behind that? What does that mean, or what does that relate to?
The name ACE would be the face or the head of ATK. His rapper name is Young and Ace.
Why does he then become the head of that group?
Based on my experience, he's the most influential. He's got the most views as far as his music.
Are you familiar with the drill rap scene as it relates to each of these groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking to you today specifically about ATK, 1200, and 6 block, are all involved in the drill rap scene.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the scene something that you follow closely day to day?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are the music videos that are created by these groups posted?
They're posted on their social media accounts and YouTube.
What social media accounts are included in the accounts that are posted to?
Like you saying, like the name, like Instagram. They go on Instagram, and sometimes they go on X, which is formerly known as Twitter.
As it relates to ATK specifically, ACE's Top Killers with a face of Ace, is he the most influential or most followed person from that group?
Yes.
How is it that you're able to determine that he then becomes the most prominent member? What are you observing to make that determination?
It seems that based on the investigation was that everybody seems to follow him where he's at. There's usually a bunch of people. He has the most
Objection, not
followers.
speculation.
Overall, go ahead.
He has the most followers on social media on his accounts, and he gets the most views on his videos on YouTube.
Now, multiple members from these groups post or have music careers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it that you are able to determine a view count or a popularity count when you're looking at these YouTube videos or videos posted to YouTube?
On YouTube, when you watch the video, it'll tell you how many people have viewed it below the video.
And are those videos something open to the public and viewable to the public?
Yes, ma'am.
How about the social media profiles of the members of ATK?
Most of them are public. There are some of them who have private profiles, but for this right now, Ace's profile is public.
As it relates to 6 Block, do you do the same thing? Despite not being directly assigned to that group, are you following that group closely?
I do follow them, but not as close as other members of our unit.
Specifically, do you know who the members of 6 Block are?
Not all of them, but I could name off a few of them.
By a few, what's that number?
Maybe like 3 to 5.
Okay. And have you had an opportunity to meet with and discuss the developments that the person that is assigned to the 6 Block group would have had in his investigations?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the name of that individual that's assigned to 6 Block?
His name is Detective McCullough.
As it relates to 1200 and that group, who is assigned to 1200?
Detective Griffin.
Day to day when there are developments, so say that a crime is reported, do you all work independently or together in order to ascertain what the issues are currently between the groups?
We would work together.
In ultimately identifying the members of ATK as it relates to this case as, or the relevant members of this case, were you consulted by Detective Nieder in his creation of a chart?
Yes, myself, Detective Drabeck and I, and McCullough and Griffin all pitched in to make the chart.
Is it common that you all work together to develop cases, develop what's going on between the gangs with each other, et cetera?
Yes, ma'am. They intermingle a lot.
As it relates to what we've talked about as being ATK and 1200, what is the difference between those two groups?
One of them, ATK, is they're two separate gangs, but they associate with each other through music and just like having a common enemy.
Who is the common enemy of ATK and 1200?
It would be the groups on the north side. The prominent one over there would be 6 Block.
And when you're talking about these groups, you're talking about them in areas. So you've told me out east and north side. Is that typically where their association or affiliation with these groups come from, is the location?
Generally, yes, ma'am, but you don't have to be from those parts of town to be a part of the gang.
You said that ATK and 1200 associate with each other. Have you personally, in your training, in your day-to-day work with these gangs, seen 1200 and ATK members on music videos together?
Yes, ma'am.
In social media posts together?
Yes, ma'am.
How about, you said both of those have a common enemy, which is 6 Block.
Yes, ma'am.
When it relates to 6 Block, are there individuals a part of 6 Block that claim other groups?
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean to be in 6 Block but be associated to something else?
6 Block has subsets, which is they're documented as gangs, but they kind of like associate with each other. The subset would be like We All We Got. They call it WAWG, and then Bully Gang.
So those are other groups that are associated to 6 Block.
Yes, ma'am.
Would those members from We All We Got or 6 Block associate with each other? Would they be present in music videos together?
Yes.
Would they be on social media and pictures together?
Yes.
So despite being in separate groups or subsets, they are together at least enough to form a common enemy.
Yes.
And the enemy of 6 Block, at least as it relates to this.
I think it's just the opposite, son to son 90. It's just the opposite. You said, like I told you before, Sky, music influenced these guys to act the way they act. I think it's the reverse. You had to put the cart before the horse, or you're putting the cart before the horse. The way they act influences their music, not the other way around. Because if that were the case, there'd be gangs all over the place, just based off of listening to the music. If that were actually, so they're about that life, and they're doing these things, and then they're inspired by that, and then they go and do their music, not to listen to the music and go out and do crimes. Miami isn't known for drill music; it's known for Trick Daddy and Luke, which is freak music. Well, yeah, booty music or bass music. Miami bass, that's what it's in for. But also, you have people like Rick Ross, you have people like I think Gunplay is from Florida. There's a lot of bravado and machismo, and I got guns and I'm selling kilos of coke every day. Is that similar to that? But this isn't Miami. This is Jacksonville. This is Jacksonville, not Miami. Chicago influenced this lifestyle of having assault rifles back when I was in the streets. We had handguns, rifles rarely came out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the lifestyle, the day-to-day actions. They inspire and encourage this kind of behavior. Not the music. The music is a result of this kind of behavior. These aren't studio gangsters. These are real gun-toting 14 to 18-year-olds, 22-year-olds who really are about that life. I'm going to continue.
Investigation was whom?
It would be like 12.
The review of these videos and discuss potential crimes surrounding them. Is there any procedure in place where you also review crime reports to see if anything is related to what has been described in these drill raps?
Yeah, generally the drill raps, they come after the crime. So they'll talk about stuff that has already happened.
So at the time that you are watching these drill raps on YouTube, for example, do you, when you're viewing it, just based on your day-to-day training and experience, your duties day-to-day, relate this video is related to X incident?
Yes.
Have you personally, whether now in your time with the gang unit or earlier before that, responded to the incidents of violence between ATK and 1200 and 6 Block?
I have.
Now, you indicated that you worked to complete some charts with the other members of your unit with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I am showing you now.
I disagree with you, Sir Rick James. I disagree with you. Drill rap is music. It is music, sir. It conveys a whole undercurrent of emotions and frustrations and rage and happiness and joy and whatever the case may be, whatever they're feeling, expressing is through drill rap. So it is part of music. It is part of the art form. I disagree with you, Sir Rick James.
Has been marked as State's Exhibit. Does this image fairly and accurately depict Julio Foolio, or the person you came to know as Julio Foolio?
Yes.
And
some of it is garbage, so 90, just like some rap or some rock and whatever the case may be, R&B is garbage. Some songs are really dope to me. I mean, if they qualify as drill rap, I don't know what drill rap is necessarily. I know the beat is like doom 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 doom, and like and other drill rap. The first one that comes to mind is always Chief Keef. And I don't like when I heard I don't like, and I saw the video, they got like 30 niggas with locks and no shirts on. There's no females around. I was like, they are some rambunctious dudes. They are they trying to prove something? What are they trying to do? Chief Keef has some good feel good songs. Yeah, I agree. But when I heard I don't like and I saw that video, I was like, okay, we're in another different phase. We're in a different phase of hip hop right now. This is different. This is not like we've seen in a long time. Not since like the late 80s, early 90s. Sun says, facts. Chief Keef is the creator of drill rap. He is a student of Gucci Mane. Yeah, true. Very true. Very true. Is Childish Gambino's drill rap? No, I wouldn't classify him. I mean, he has trap sounds more so than drill, which are close. Trap and drill are kind of close. So what's the difference between trap and drill rap? Thank you for the question. I was just thinking about that. For me, trap is like the sound of trap is like very low and like rumbling, and drill rap is kind of high paced, kind of fast, and kind of like speedy, I guess you can say. It's kind of fast. And trap music, is usually just covers putting work out in the streets, if you understand what I mean. Flying birds down south, moving across state to state, backing up to work. That's what trap music is to me. Drill rap is just like straight up, I'll kill you. That they wanted to call it kill rap, but for marketing purposes, they called it drill rap. That's what I understand anyway. Gambino is a switch hitter. Okay, I don't know about that. I have no clue. I cannot confirm nor deny on my show whether Childish Gambino is a switch hitter. All right, let's get back to this.
As it relates to these charts, despite 84C, do you recognize that chart?
Yes, ma'am.
Are some of the more prominent members of the ATK group depicted in this chart?
Yes.
As it relates to the members that you have discussed already, so Young and Ace, for example, can you show us where Young and Ace is in this chart?
He's on the first row, the top row, all the way to the left.
And in your time investigating ATK or studying the gang members associated with this group, did you come to learn the identities of the other people depicted here?
I have, yes.
Who is Quan or Trayvon Bullard?
Quan and Trayvon Bullard was a victim of a homicide in Jacksonville in 2018.
What about Royal Smith and Jacoby Grover?
It was a triple homicide. They all were killed in the same incident.
Where did that homicide occur?
It occurred in Duval County at an area of town we call the Town Center.
And what relationship, if any, do they have to Young and Ace?
Young and Ace was the fourth victim in that case. He was shot as well. He did not die.
As it relates to the drill raps that you saw subsequent to that homicide and the shooting of Young and Ace, were there music videos put out by 6 Block which referenced that shooting?
There was.
Was there a nickname associated to Royale Smith in the middle photo there?
Yes, ma'am. His nickname was 23.
So just the number.
Yes, ma'am.
And as it relates to Gutta Zay or Isaiah Chance, did Isaiah Chance represent ATK?
He did. He is a member of ATK.
And did he have any associations or affiliations to other groups?
He had an association with 1200.
When we speak about your observations or your review of the social media profiles of each of these individuals, did you have an opportunity firsthand to review the social media posts by Isaiah Chance in his falling out with ATK?
I did. Yes, ma'am.
Was there a group for which Isaiah Chance begun relating himself after his fallout with ATK?
Are you asking what the post was?
No, what was the group that he then wanted to associate himself with or did post to associate himself
He then
with?
associated himself with 1200.
When talking specifically about Antonio Tilley depicted in this image, is Mr. Tilley alive or deceased?
Mr. Tilley is deceased.
And are you familiar with how that homicide came about?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you respond to that scene specifically yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that homicide referred to in the drill raps?
Yes, it should be.
The homicide of Antonio Tilley, is Tilley mentioned in the drill raps between the groups? Excuse me.
He is. He's mentioned in them.
As it relates to the group 1200, did you have particularized knowledge about the group 1200 as well, just in your role as a gang unit detective?
I do.
And in showing you states 84B, does this chart, the 84B, also fairly and accurately depict the members of the 1200 group?
Yes.
As it relates specifically to the top line, can you see that okay from where you are?
Yes, ma'am.
The nicknames that are depicted below the legal names of these individuals, how is it that you all are able to ascertain these nicknames?
That's their music name.
Go ahead.
That's their music name. Whenever they post stuff online, that's the name they use as like their artist or their stage name.
So on the Instagram posts, for example, are they utilizing their nicknames or their legal names?
Nicknames.
What about as it relates to the YouTube videos? Do they use their music or street name or their legal names?
Nicknames.
So when viewing these videos, are you able to ascertain, despite not having the legal name of the person on these drill raps, are you able to ascertain who the parties are inside of them?
Yes.
Do you, when viewing these drill raps, recognize the individuals as you're watching them, even if they aren't labeled?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review a music video as it relates to saying the word spaz or Corbin?
Yes.
And is that frequently used in the drill raps by 6 Block?
Yes.
Now, when a group says another group's member in their drill raps, is that intended to be a good thing or a nice thing to do?
If you're a part of one group and you say somebody else's name that's a part of the opposing group, it would be disrespectful.
And have you had an opportunity to view music videos from Waka with the Choppa and Spin a Benz?
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically as it relates to their music videos with members of ATK, have they been documented as having videos together?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you think of a video that would be reflective of members of ATK and members of 1200 together?
The most popular one would be Who I Smoke.
And by most popular, are you referring back to what you've already advised were the YouTube views?
Yes, ma'am.
Lastly, as it relates to 6 Block, you confirmed that it was determined in Stage 84A that Charles Jones was a member or active member of the gang 6 Block.
Yes, he was.
And his associates, as depicted here on this chart, were you able to determine or recognize the individuals depicted?
Yes.
Were there individuals included on your 6 Block summary as some of the bigger players with 6 Block that are also deceased?
Yes, there's some that are deceased on there.
In referring specifically to the second photograph next to Mr. Jones, Bibby, is that an individual who is deceased?
Yes, he is.
Is that an individual who is frequently referenced in the drill raps from ATK and 1200?
He is.
I see that. And if you want to go over there and support a yacht versus a dinghy, I wholeheartedly respect that. Go after the money. He's got way more money. He's got more connections than I. So if you want to go over to Mr. Choice Star Terrains and feed, I definitely encourage you. So I'm gonna continue this for probably until another hour or half an hour. I don't know. Let's see.
In the photo depicted, just referenced by 1200 and ATK members in drill raps.
It has.
When you all are referencing these drill raps or the music videos themselves, are you just accessing them from the internet, plainly YouTube, watching the videos, etc.?
Yes, ma'am. Generally, they'll post like little snippets of it on their social media with the like name of the song or like a link to YouTube, and then you can go to YouTube and watch the whole video.
And you have had an opportunity to review or view 4 specific videos as relevant to this particular case. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a video that was published by members of ATK and members of 1200 called Who I Smoke?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it fair to say that that is one of the more popular videos that has been put out by Jacksonville gang rappers?
Yes, it is.
And in your experience, have you had an opportunity to see the number of views that have been racked up to that video at this time?
Yes.
Approximately how many views, if you know, has that video received?
Last I believe it was around 50 million.
And you've had an opportunity to review the Who I Smoke video in its entirety?
Yes, ma'am.
One time or many times?
Many times.
As it relates to the response video, was there one posted by members of 6 Block?
There was.
And who posted a video in response to that?
Charles Jones.
What was the title of the video that was posted by Charles Jones in response to the YouTube video made by ATK and 1200?
The name of the video is When I See You.
And ultimately, as it relates to the YouTube or music videos in this particular case, were there videos posted after the death of Charles Jones in 2024?
There was.
Did those music videos come from members of ATK and or 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically, as it relates to a music video by the title of Game Over, who was the music artist that made that video?
Young and Ace.
And when, in relation to Charles Jones's murder, was that video published to YouTube?
I'm not sure the exact time, but a couple weeks. I don't know the exact date. It was a couple weeks after.
And was there an additional video posted by 1200 members?
There was. And once again, I don't know the exact date of that one either, but it was weeks and month after.
What was the video titled from the 1200 members?
Foolio dead.
All right, are you getting ready to play the videos?
Yes.
Okay, so I tell you what, it's 12:15, so it's probably a good time for us to go ahead and take our lunch recess. We'll come back and then you can play the videos, okay? All right, so if you all can be back at 1:15, we will continue with the trial. And just remember my previous admonition while we're on the break, don't talk to anybody about the case, all right? Okay, see you all back at 1:15.
All right.
Okay, very good. All right, detective, since you're on the witness stand and have not yet been cross-examined while we're on the break, you can't talk to anybody about anything related to this case, including the prosecutors, okay? All right, see you back here at 1:15. All right, thank you.
Judge, before we go on a break, just for housekeeping, 68A through double K was introduced into evidence. There is no 68W for the record. I had my secretary go look at our master list and confirm that, so I just want to make that a note on the record.
Okay, so it'd be 68A through B, right? 68A through B, and then
Yes,
X through KK.
yes.
All right, got it.
Thank you.
Okay, see you at 1:15.
So there it is. Another day, another dollar for, I guess, the taxpayers in Florida. I think they're paying for this. I'm pretty sure for a lot of it. Anyway, I'm gonna switch off. Make sure you tell 2-3 other people about this show. If you're not willing to give up the dollars, at least give up some bodies. I need some eyeballs. I need hours watched. And if you really want to see something, put it on your own page. If you want to do a deep dive, put it on your own page. I'm shooting from the hip. I'm rolling the dice. I'm doing it in real time. So do what you got to do, and I'll see you some other time. Take care.